In K-pop, groups don't blow up slowly. They explode when three things hit at the same time: a hit that sticks, a fandom that mobilizes, and an industry that starts handing them bigger stages like keys. And 2026 is shaping up to be the year where a few boy groups stop being promising and start being inevitable. Today's top 3 boy groups most likely to explode in 2026 are BOYNEXTDOOR, RIIZE, and TWS. Think of this as 3 different kinds of ignition. BOYNEXTDOOR is the song detonator, the group that can land a track that sticks in people's heads and spreads like a rumor. RIIZE is the scale detonator, the group that moves like they're already preparing arenas, not just stages. TWS is the momentum detonator, the group that doesn't spike once. They build a clean, upward line until everyone realizes they're suddenly unavoidable. This episode isn't about who's your bias. It's about who has the right engine for 2026, who has the clearest identity, the most replayable sound, the fastest fan growth, and the biggest next step setup. By the end, you'll see why these 3 are being positioned differently, and why one of them could dominate the year without needing a scandal, a miracle, or a viral gimmick. BOYNEXTDOOR's strongest weapon isn't visuals. It isn't even performance. It's something scarier in 2026 K-pop: repeatability. Because some groups get attention once. BOYNEXTDOOR is built to get replayed. Songs that feel casual enough to live in people's daily playlists, but catchy enough to spread like a secret everyone starts sharing at the same time. And that's why they're one of the top groups most likely to explode in 2026. Their growth doesn't depend on a single viral accident. It depends on a system that keeps producing the most dangerous thing in pop music, a track the public wants to play again. Detonator number 1. Industry validation that isn't rookie cute anymore. Here's the first major sign that BOYNEXTDOOR is entering real power territory. Awards aren't just saying promising. Awards are saying dominant. Soompi's roundup of the 2026 D Awards winners shows BOYNEXTDOOR taking Song of the Year, Daesang, for If I Say I Love You, plus additional wins at the ceremony. In K-pop terms, that's not a trophy. That's a signal flare. The industry is telling the public, pay attention, this one sticks. And when you win a Song of the Year style award, it means you're winning something bigger than fandom. You're winning the argument that your music has public impact, not just fan streaming power. Detonator number 2. Their BOYNEXTDOOR identity is a marketing cheat code. Most rookie boy groups debut with heavy lore, big budget seriousness, and we are the future energy. BOYNEXTDOOR did something different. They went for a brand that feels close and human, like someone you could actually meet. That relatability is a cheat code in the short-form era because people don't only want to admire idols. They want to project themselves into the vibe. And BOYNEXTDOOR's vibe is built for projection. Playful. Conversational. This could be my soundtrack energy. That's how you explode with the general public. Not by looking untouchable, by looking like the cool version of real life. Detonator number 3. They're the type of group that thrives on short form. Here's the harsh reality. In 2026, the song isn't just the song anymore. It's the number of times it can be clipped. BOYNEXTDOOR's music and performance style are naturally clip-friendly. Hooks, gestures, lyrics that can be quoted, moments that become templates. That makes them perfect for the algorithm economy, where the fastest path to new fans is, I saw one clip. Now I'm watching the whole stage. The real reason BOYNEXTDOOR can explode in 2026 because they're positioned as the kind of group that can do both, earn fandom loyalty and touch the general public through replayable tracks. That combination is what creates a true explosion. Fandom gives you stability. Public recognition gives you scale. The 2026 risk and why it could still help them. The risk is simple. When a group is known for catchy, relatable music, the public starts demanding that every comeback hits the same way. Expectations become a trap. But BOYNEXTDOOR has something that makes the trap survivable. They're not trying to be 10 things at once. Their identity is clear, and clarity is what turns a group into a brand people can remember. So if 2026 becomes the year a Boy Next Door track becomes a true everyone knows it song, the explosion won't look sudden, it will look inevitable. Now we move to a completely different detonator. Because if Boy Next Door is song spreads like wildfire, RIIZE's scale gets bigger until you can't ignore it. They're the group whose trajectory looks less like rookie era and more like preparing a stadium. RIIZE doesn't feel like a group waiting to explode. They feel like a group already being scaled up, step by step, venue by venue, market by market, until one day you look around and realize, this isn't rookie growth anymore. This is infrastructure. That's why RIIZE is one of the boy groups most likely to explode in 2026. Their trajectory isn't built on one hit song. It's built on expansion. Detonator number 1. The industry is giving them big stage trust. The clearest sign that a group is being positioned for explosion is when the industry starts handing them stages that are too big for testing. Because big stages don't forgive. They expose. Chosun English reported that RIIZE would hold their first solo concert in Seoul, and also highlighted that the group was set to become the first fourth-generation boy group to perform at Tokyo Dome, a headline that functions like a prestige stamp in K-pop touring culture. Now, whether you're a fan or not, you know what Tokyo Dome means in idol math. It's not just a venue, it's a statement. It tells the market, we believe the demand is real. Detonator number 2. Their identity is built for the mainstream. RIIZE has a clean, modern, athletic image that reads easily to non-hardcore fans. That matters in 2026 because the biggest explosions happen when a group pulls in casual listeners, not just existing fandom culture. They have an approachable style that feels less like lore and more like lifestyle. The sound, the visuals, the branding, they aim for broad appeal, and broad appeal is how you grow fast internationally. Detonator number 3. Touring growth creates a different kind of fame. Here's the thing about tours. Streaming can spike and drop. Touring builds proof. When a group sells seats, it proves real demand in the physical world. It creates fan memory. It turns casual listeners into committed supporters because live experiences attach emotionally. And that's why RIIZE's 2026 positioning is so dangerous. Touring doesn't just reflect popularity, it manufactures it. Why RIIZE is primed to explode in 2026, because they're sitting on the most powerful combo in modern K-pop growth. Industry investment, bigger stages, bigger moments, mainstream-friendly identity, easy to enter, easy to stan, touring-proof fame you can measure. If Boy Next Door explodes through songs, RIIZE explodes through scale, getting bigger until the internet has no choice but to treat them like a top-tier act. Now we pivot to the third detonator, and this one is the most terrifying because it looks the most stable. Because TWS is the group that doesn't spike once and then struggle. They build a clean line upward, and in 2026 a confirmed comeback schedule means the momentum engine is already locked. TWS is the kind of group that scares people who rely on hype, because hype is noisy, momentum is quiet, and then it becomes unavoidable. That's TWS in one sentence: quiet growth that turns into a straight upward line. While some rookies burn hot for one comeback and then cool off, TWS is being built like a long game. And long games are how you explode without needing a scandal, a viral accident, or a miracle hit. Detonator number 1. A confirmed 2026 comeback means the engine is already running. One of the simplest signs that a group is being prepared for a big year is scheduling confidence. When a company confirms a comeback early, it means they're not testing, they're planning. Soompi reported that TWS is confirmed to make a spring comeback, specifically preparing for an April 2026 return. That matters because it locks in the momentum chain: teasers, content, performances, visibility. The year starts moving before the public even realizes it. Detonator number 2. Their concept is built for the public. Not just the fandom, TWS has a bright, clean youth energy that's extremely compatible with Korea's general public taste. Their vibe is less mysterious lore, more, I want to replay this. That's the kind of concept that spreads easily in short-form clips and daily playlists. In explosion terms, this is crucial. Groups that can attract non-hardcore listeners grow faster because they don't rely solely on existing fan bases. They can convert casual audiences into new fans. Detonator number 3. Their safe image is actually a weapon. People often underestimate bright, soft concepts because they assume they're not powerful. But in the real K-pop economy, safe means brands, TV shows, and public platforms are more willing to push you. It means you can show up everywhere without causing friction, and friction is what slows growth. So TWS momentum advantage is that they can expand in multiple directions at once: music, variety, endorsements, public appearances, without the usual risk. Why TWS is likely to explode in 2026? Because they're positioned for the most reliable kind of blow-up, structured momentum. A confirmed comeback schedule, a concept that pulls public listeners, and a path that looks like steady upward growth, not one-off spikes. In 2026, that's the kind of group that suddenly feels everywhere. And once you feel everywhere, the explosion is already happening. Now we hit the payoff. BOYNEXTDOOR, RIIZE, and TWS aren't the same kind of most likely to explode. They represent 3 different ignition systems: song, scale, and momentum. Here's the clean truth. BOYNEXTDOOR, RIIZE, and TWS can all explode in 2026, just in different ways. This isn't one race, it's 3 ignition systems. BOYNEXTDOOR, song detonator. Their explosion path is the fastest when a track becomes unavoidable. Winning Song of the Year at the 2026 D Awards is a big signal that they're not just a rookie fandom story. They're building public-facing impact. If they land one more Everyone Knows This hook song in 2026, the blow-up will look overnight, but it will be built on repeatability. RIIZE, scale detonator. RIIZE's explosion path is built on expansion and big stage trust. Headlines about solo concerts and a Tokyo Dome-level milestone position them like a major act in training, not a group still being tested. If touring and global exposure keep stacking, RIIZE's blow-up will feel like an avalanche, gradual growth, then suddenly too big to ignore. TWS, momentum detonator. TWS's explosion path is the most stable and quietly lethal. A confirmed April 2026 comeback means the content cycle is already scheduled to keep momentum high. If their bright public-friendly identity keeps converting casual listeners, the blow-up will feel like they're everywhere, before you even notice when it started. So, who's most likely to explode the biggest? If you believe one hit can change everything, BOYNEXTDOOR. If you believe scale creates inevitability, RIIZE. If you believe steady momentum wins long wars, TWS. And the real twist is this: 2026 might not crown one winner. It might create 3 new tiers at once, each dominating a different battlefield. So if you're asking who will explode in 2026, the real answer is, which kind of explosion do you mean? BOYNEXTDOOR is the song explosion. One track can flip their status overnight, and major awards already signal they're in that lane. RIIZE is the scale explosion. Bigger stages, bigger venues, bigger proof that the demand is real. TWS is the momentum explosion. Steady growth with a confirmed comeback cycle designed to keep them everywhere. And that's why these 3 are the most likely to break the ceiling. They're not hoping for luck. They're built with engines. Now it's your turn. If you had to bet on one group to explode the hardest in 2026, BOYNEXTDOOR, RIIZE, or TWS, who are you picking and what's your reason? Hit song, touring scale, or momentum? Like the video, subscribe, and tell me what you want next. Top 3 girl groups most likely to explode in 2026, or the rookies that could steal a D-song?